Gillette Stadium. Ashland is the Super Bowl champion of Division 6 and the winner of the Aganis Trophy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to sun-drenched Cunis Field here at the Ashland High School Athletic Complex for today's Division III field hockey matchup between the visiting North Reading Hornets and the Ashland Clockers. Today's game is a first-round game between the number 16 ranked Clockers and the number 17 ranked Hornets. The starting lineups for the Clockers. I think there's a bit of a delay here right now, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't been told exactly why, but the scoreboard is not on. We'd like to be able to keep the time for that. The officials are checking the nets at this point. It is possible to have that time kept on the field. So we should be able to start. The Clockers are led in goal by 00 Kaylee Masiello. And I'll identify the rest of the starting lineup as they come out. Number 5 I see is Sophie Porter. Number 17 is Jordan Sherman. Number 10, Melissa Leone, rather. 16, Danielle Moriarty. Number 5, I told you was Sophie Porter. Number 9 is Kate Campion. Number 12 is Chloe Roberts. Jordan Sherman is back on defense. Number 13, I think that's Olivia Gleason at center defense. And it looks like number 15, Sydney Watkins on the left side defense. Kate Campion is a midi. It appears Leone is a midi. Kate Campion is a midfielder. Melissa Leone is on the right side forward. We're still waiting. Oh, the clock is on. We have 15 showing on the board. We play 4 15-minute quarters here in field hockey now. The clock does not stop unless there's a goal scored or there is an injury. There are no timeouts during the periods. We have a 2-minute break between the first and second and the third and fourth, and up to about a 10-minute halftime. The officials for today's game are Terry Riggs and Patrice Giudoni, two experienced officials. The Clockers, of course, are led by head coach Molly Foley and JV coach and assistant coach Katie Blasey and Sarah Trayers. And we've started. The pass back is taken by North Reading. There's a foul there against the Clockers. It's a free hit for North Reading. Number 12 takes it for the Hornets, Keely Hannon. There's another delayed penalty. Hold whistle. Foul was against the Clockers, and the Hornets maintain possession. The ball's inside the circle. There was a shot on net. It was stopped by the Ashland defense. Looked like it was the center defensive player on that play. Olivia Gleason, I believe. Can't see her number clearly at this point. The ball is out of bounds on the far sideline. Off the Clockers. No, it is not out of bounds, but it is Hornets ball just outside the 40-yard line, the football 40-yard line. We only use the 50 and the 25 and a 16-yard circle. The ball is out of play on the near sideline off of the Hornets. So Ashland will have a side in on the blue sideline. There are many lines out there, but we play the blue lines in field hockey. The white ones you might be seeing are football. The pass down along the near sideline makes its way into the corner, but there is a foul, into the circle rather, and there is a foul on the Clockers. Hornets take the ball, take the free hit, move it down. And there's another foul on the Clockers, and the Hornets have a free hit at their own 30-yard line. That was number 15 taking it for Hornets. Ball makes its way across midfield, controlled again by the green players, and the ball is now out of bounds. It appears to be, officials giving it to the Clockers. I couldn't tell for sure. And taking the side in free hit for the Clockers is number 17, Jordan Sherman. Ball is controlled by North Reading. Foul against North Reading. Free hit given to Moriarty. Upfield, ball makes its way inside to Ashland defensive area. Hornets defensive area. And there was a foul there off the shins of number 25 for the Hornets, and there'll be a free hit for the Clockers. Number 6 taking it, Ayla Haylock. And she sends it all the way in, untouched until it gets to about the 25-yard line by a Hornet defender. But the Hornets do control the ball, and it's intercepted. The pass is intercepted at the 50 by the Clockers, stopped there and sent back. And again, the Hornets pick up the ball. Right now, in the first 3+ minutes, the Hornets have had the Clocker defense back on their heels. It's a free hit on the far sideline for the Clockers. That was Olivia Gleason taking that side in. A side in is a free hit that's taken on the sideline because it's gone out of bounds. And that one goes out of bounds off the Clockers, so the Hornets will have the side in at about the 50, 48-yard line. When I make reference to yard lines, it's mostly the lines that we're seeing on the field that reference football. As I said, we have a 16-yard circle, a 25-yard offensive free hit, and the 50, of course, which really doesn't matter in the progress of the game. It's just a reference point. And anyhow, we've got some action on the far side, and the ball finally goes out of bounds off of Ashland. Bounces around, and the Clockers finally get control, and there's a nice pass up. And the Clockers move the ball down into the offensive end, inside the 25, inside the 6, inside the circle. There's an attempt at a shot by the Clockers, Ayla Haylock. And there's a foul against North Reading, and the Clockers have the first corner of the game by either team. On the offensive corner, the injector, who is probably, I think, from the setup, Melissa Leone, she will inject the ball into the circle. The ball has to leave the blue line circle and then brought back in and shot from inside the circle in order for it to count as a goal if it does go in. The defense has 4 defenders back in the net with the goalie, and the other 6 have to go to the 50-yard line, and they can approach the play once that ball is injected. There's a shot on goal. It was saved by the North Reading defender, and we again have another corner. There's another foul on the North Reading defense. Again, those four North Reading defenders are field players that will occupy the net or up to 5 yards from where Leone injects the ball. The other six players will go to the 50-yard line, and as soon as Leone injects the ball into the circle, they can break in and try to help out their teammates in defending that shot. Goal! That was a goal by the Clockers. It was the original shot was by Kate Campion, and it was deflected inside, high over the goalie's shoulder by number 6, Ayla Halleck. And the Clockers are on the board with 9:01 left to go in the first quarter here at Cunis Field, sun-drenched Cunis Field. The Clockers have taken an early lead. That was the shot by Campion was right on the mark. Might have missed to the goalie's right, but it was deflected high into the air by Halleck, and the Clockers have a lead. And after the center pass by North Reading, the Clockers again maintain control. There was a little mishit by Halleck on that free hit, but the ball does make its way into the defense, the Hornets defensive end again. So in a heartbeat, the control of the ball, which seemed to be on the North Reading end, has switched over to the Ashland. But now it's worked its way inside the 20-yard line. There's a free hit there there will be a free hit there for North Reading. Any free hit inside the 25-yard line has to be controlled or dribbled 5 yards by the person taking the free hit. And as you can see, that defender that North Reading player has dribbled 5 yards before it can go into the circle. It can't be driven directly into the circle from the free hit area. If that happens without any offensive or defensive touch, the official will blow the whistle and give it to the defense coming out. I think on that play, it went out of bounds. And so Ashland brought the ball up to the 16 and took the free hit from there. Again, there was a foul on the Clockers on that play. And Mary Majeski has the free hit, or actually she sends it over to her teammate, Carly Budney, and she takes the free hit. But it's intercepted again by the Hornets. Foul against the Clockers. It'll be a free hit on the field, not a side-in by North Reading. Again, it's inside the 25, so that ball has to be dribbled or passed to a teammate 5 yards before it can go into the circle. Again, there's a free hit for the Hornets. And she attempts to pass it out to a teammate, and it hits Leone's shin, and again, there's a free hit, but this time it's outside the 25, so she could drive that ball if she wanted to straight in, but she chooses not to. She takes a 1 or 2 yard dribble and tries to pass it to a teammate, which is intercepted, stopped by the Clockers, and brought back out, and again, it's intercepted by the Clockers briefly, and the Hornets take control, and they move it inside the 25, and there's a free hit just inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Nope, the foul occurred outside the 25, so it's at the 30. Okay, that was a advancing call against the Clockers on that play. Sophie Porter, the ball was directed right at her and hit her shin guards, and so there'll be a free hit again for North Reading. The pass over on the near side to number 7. And she passes it in. That was Maddie Lambert for the Hornets. Now the free hit is inside the 20. We need a 5 yard dribble or pass before it can go into the circle. That's Sophie Porter, which is marking the North Reading player on that play. She chose to do a self-start. She didn't pass to anybody. She just started her dribble in and tried to get it into the circle. And the official is directing the free hit be taken further in at around the 10, but it is outside the circle, of course. I don't think she passed that 5 yards. Yeah, that's a 5 yard lack of dribble or control call against the Hornets on that play. It went into the circle before the Hornets player had dribbled or passed it 5 yards. So the Clockers will have the free hit at the same spot. And again, after that goal, it seems like the Hornets are maintaining possession in the Ashland defensive end, but the name of the game is scoring. So as long as the Clockers can keep the Hornets out of the net, Well, I'm sure Coach Molly Foley would like to see the ball down this end as it comes down into the circle again. It's passed in. There's a save by the North Reading goalie on a weak shot by the Clockers. And she passes it outside the circle, but the Clockers maintain control. And there's a call against North Reading. Free hit for the Clockers inside the 20, passed out beyond the 20. There's an attempt to get it into the circle, stopped by the Hornet defense. And there's a foul against the Clockers. There'll be a free hit. Should be further back than that, though. Yeah, she's moving it back to about the 27-yard line, back to the 25-yard line, and even more. Back to the 20. Marked by Maloney on that play. She slows it down, causes a bad pass, and the Clockers take over. Have it at midfield. The Clockers keep marking well and keeping the ball inside their offensive end. Again, it's stopped. Nice play there by the middle defense, Olivia Gleason. There's a foot call against the Hornets. The ball is passed inside the circle. There is a shot on net from the far side. The shot was taken by Chloe Roberts, and there was a save, and there's a foul called against North Reading, and the Clockers will have their second or third. I think it's the third penalty corner of the game. And again, it's set up with the 4 defenders and the goalie in the net for North Reading. Leone passes it out. It's outside the circle. It's back in. There's an attempt at a shot by Leone. It's smothered by the defense. Sent out beyond the 16, but it's maintained again by the Clockers. Number 17, Jordan Sherman, has the ball. Clockers are doing a good job of maintaining that ball inside their offensive end. That's a stick edge shot by number 4, Natalia Arjona. It was high. It would have been a goal if it could have gone in, but because there was nothing dangerous about it, because it was between her and the goalie. There were no defenders in the way that would cause the danger. So that was a nice shot, nice attempt at a shot, and a goal by Arjona. It is wide. So North Reading has the ball at the 16. When the ball goes out of bounds off the offense, the defense will have the ball at the 16 coming out. Ball makes its way up again to the 50-yard line, but again there it's stopped by the Ashland defense and sent back in. That was Jordan Sherman, sends it up on the far side to, I get her number, it looked like it might be a 23, but we don't have a 23. Maybe a 20. Lily Ishak. Okay, there's a foul on the Clockers in the circle, so went out of bounds, I'm sorry. So North Reading has the ball at the 16 with a free hit. Again, there isn't a smooth flow coming out of the North Reading defensive end. It seems to make starts and stops as it tries to work its way out. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. But the ball makes its way down into Ashland territory, and the free hit will be taken by North Reading at about the 30-yard line. Another good defensive stop by the Clockers. Natalia Arjona makes the play on that. Again, it's stopped. It looked like Leone making that play. And it's serving as a nice stalling mechanism. They're not allowing North Reading to get into the circle to get a scoring opportunity, and we're down up to the 50-yard line, and the clock is expired. And that is the end of the first quarter here at Cunis Field. The Clockers did a good job towards that last minute and a half to keep North Reading out of the circle area and get a possible goal attempt, a shot attempt rather. And that is the end of quarter number 1 here at Cunis Field at the Ashland Athletic Complex. With the score, Ashland Clockers 1 and the North Reading Hornets 0. As I mentioned before, we have a 2-minute break between periods 1 and 2 and between periods 3 and 4. And halftime will be up to 10 minutes. The teams can choose to go with 10 or less. Usually it's around 5 or 6 minutes the teams will take. As the weather gets cooler, I think they like to shorten the halftime period so they can get back out there right away and stay warm. It is a beautiful sun-drenched day here, though, at Cunis Field. It is November 7th, I believe. And it feels like more like September 7th, I think. The temperature is in the 50s, but the sun is still very nice and warm. We have several hundred fans here from both sides, Ashland and North Reading, cheering their teams on. There isn't a cloud in the sky, a few wispy clouds. No wind to speak of. Wind doesn't usually have a factor in field hockey because the ball is heavy and is played on the ground mostly. So wind is not usually a factor. I would imagine if you're running with the wind at your back, you might be able to run a little faster. And that is the whistle, the horn going off for the end of the between first and second period break. There are no timeouts in field hockey. We used to have 30-minute halves in field hockey several years ago, up to several years ago, and teams had 2 timeouts that they could take. But the rules were changed to make it 15-minute quarters, mostly to get in line with the way the game is played at the college level. And so the timeouts were taken away from the teams at that point. Okay, the Hornets will put the ball in the play again to start the second quarter. They either won the coin flip or decided to take the ball for the first 2 periods of the game. And the Clockers will have the ball to start the second half and the fourth quarter. In any case, the ball makes its way into Ashland defensive territory in about the 35-yard line, but is stopped there and moved back out. And it's never really moved much beyond the 50-yard line, 10 yards one way or the other. Free hit taken on the far side by Sidney Whitkins. Ball goes onto the far sideline. It's fought for by, looks like Lauren Burak, and Lily McInerney of the Hornets. Again, it's back and forth. Nobody seems to be able to control the ball and take it for an extended period into their offensive end. And as I say that, we have a break by the Clockers on the far side, inside. It's 20 to 10. It didn't make its way into the circle yet. That was Cameron Geary who got that ball into deep into Hornet territory. Side in by the Clockers. An aerial pass attempt by the Clockers is unsuccessful. And so there was a foul against the Clockers, and the free hit goes to North Reading. I'll explain an aerial when I get a chance. The ball does make its way into the circle and out of bounds off of green. So it will be Clockers' ball at the 16-yard line coming out. In most cases, the game of field hockey is played on the ground, and anything above the knees is called as illegal or dangerous. But an aerial pass is an executed pass, which is a skill which is learned, and it's an attempt to move the ball over some oncoming defense or set up defense into an area that's open with a teammate. And the teammate is allowed to play that ball, settle it down, and then the defense can move in. And that's what that aerial attempted to do. Okay, there is a call against the Clockers outside the circle, and this time it's in, but the defense passes it out. It's on the near side. It goes out of bounds off the Clockers. It'll be a green ball. free hit inside the 25, so that has to travel or be dribbled 5 yards before it goes into the circle. Foul against the Clockers. Free hit taken, and North Reading attempts to dribble the ball down the sideline. Lily McTeague. It's intercepted by the Clockers, and the Clockers have another break. It looks like a 3-on-1 at this point. 3-on-0 now. It's inside the circle. It's a shot on goal, and there's a goal by the Clockers, number 2. That was all made possible by number 12, Chloe Roberts, on that long breakaway. And she passed the ball inside the circle right in front of net. And there was a quick shot. I didn't catch a number. I think it was number 5, and it looks like it was number 5. And I'm going to give credit to Sophie Porter for that goal. But it was an outstanding play and dribble up by Chloe Roberts that set that play up, and it was put finally into the goal by Porter, and the Clockers have a 2-0 lead here with just about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. The free hit to restart the game after the goal by the Hornets goes inside Ashland territory, inside the 30, and it's kicked back out but out of bounds on the far sideline by the Clockers, and the free hit was taken, the side-in free hit was taken by the North Reading Hornets, and they are maintaining possession again down there. Except for the first couple minutes of the game, I think the Clockers have, despite the fact that the Hornets have moved the ball inside the Ashland territory and inside the 25-yard line, have not allowed North Reading to get any kind of a logical or smooth play going. It's always been broken up and stopped and slowed down by the Clocker defense. So they're playing a good, tight defense. As a coach, I'd rather see it down on the offensive end, but as long as they keep them from getting the opportunities, the North Reading has not had a corner yet, which is a guide to tell you that the ball has made its way in, but not for very long, and it's been sent out by the defense without a foul, and North Reading has not had the opportunity to have that 10-on-4 or 10-on-5, if you want to call it that. Free hit by Hornets this time at about the 30-yard line. She makes a weak attempt to try to get by the Ashland defense, and again it's intercepted. They're not attempting to hit the open man, it looks to me, but I'm not complaining. I like to see the Clockers maintain possession here as long as they can. There's a call. The ball is way downfield, but it's going to come back to about the 40-yard line. I don't know what the call was. It might have gone out of bounds on the far side where I couldn't tell. Yep, the Clockers will have the free hit. No, it's on the field. Didn't go out of bounds. It must have been a foul at about the 48-yard line. A football 48-yard line. The ball is passed nicely across field to the near side. It comes over to Ayla Halleck, and it's kicked out of bounds, not intentionally, of course, by North Reading, and there's a side in by the Clockers. Halleck tries to go straight in, and it does hit shin pad of a green player, and again the Clockers have a free hit inside the 25, so again it has to be dribbled or passed before it goes into the circle. There's a stoppage there. Again it's against green. Free hit taken by, again there's a shin call against green. They keep making mistakes that gives Ashland the ball. Now, that should have been called, I would think, but it wasn't. It was a free hit inside the 25, and it went directly into the circle without any touch at all, but it was let go. But it did go out of bounds off the Clockers, so the free hit is taken on the far side at the 16-yard line by the Hornets. Hornets move it nicely over 50-yard line, but it's the ball carrier is marked and slowed down by Danielle Moriarty. Goes over to the far side now, and it's out of bounds off of White, so it will be, nope, there was a foul on the field, so it won't be a side in, it'll be a free hit right on the 20. Right on the 20-yard line, at the 2 of the 20-yard line. And she attempts to dribble it to the far side along the sideline. She gets it in. She gets it inside the 10. And again, the official is waving her over to the sideline. There must have been a kick on that play by the defense. And again, North Reading attempts to dribble it in. Foul on Ashland. Free hit just outside the circle. She dribbles it out of bounds. I wonder if she maybe didn't know where the out of bounds line is. We are playing white. We are playing blue rather, but on the end line, it appears to be a white. I think it's a double white and a blue. Anyhow, she dribbled out of bounds. It'll be clock a ball at the 16. And out of bounds. Nope, stayed in. Clock has maintained possession. Intercepted by North Reading. Dribbled midfield. There was Carly Budney for the Hornets. Sent back over to this side of the field. A little advancing there possibly, but the official didn't see it. And finally, North Reading has gotten a corner. That's the first corner they've had in this game. Playing defense for the Clockers, I can see Sherman. I can see Halleck. Sherman. Moriarty, I think. The other 6 Ashland players are at the 50. The ball comes out. It's outside the circle. Back in. There was an attempt at a shot by Charlotte McLaughlin of the Hornets, which goes wide of the net. So the first possible scoring opportunity, or the first actual scoring opportunity for the Hornets is deflected out. And the Clockers will have the free hit at the 16-yard line. Hard hit by the Clockers, which sends it up about 20 yards, and it finds its way. It finds its way up to the 40. Possession maintained by Lily Ishak. She passes it over to Cameron Geary. Ball is taken away. Hits an Ashland foot. Free hit for Green. The official wants the ball to be put into play, the free hit to be taken where the foul occurred. Again, it's slowed down by the Ashland defense. Jordan Sherman right in there to deflect that ball and not allow the Hornets to get anything going. And again, the Clockers are maintaining possession. Nice stick edge pass on that by Sophie Porter. Using the stick edges, of course, is another learned skill. There's a shot on net, which was inside the circle, saved by the goaltender. That first shot was taken by Sophie Porter. The save was made by Minnie. Emma Minnie, the goaltender for North Reading. It does come out. Picked up on the near side by North Reading, but she dribbles it right out of bounds, so it'll be clock a ball. That was Keely Hannon. Oh, I thought she dribbled that out of bounds, but the official ruled that it was deflected out of bounds on a defensive play by the Clocker defense, probably Danielle Moriarty. It's a free hit on the sideline. Pass goes through, makes its way, finds a green player, a green shirted player. She dribbles it in. Appears to be inside the circle. It's hard to tell looking into the sun with the reflection, but that was inside the circle, and there was a foul called and a second corner call for North Reading in the last 2 minutes. Ball comes out. It is outside the circle. It's passed back in. A shot is taken and missed. And the official calls that probably a dangerous stick. If the shot is missed and the stick goes above the shoulders, it's usually considered a dangerous stick if there's anybody from the opposing team nearby. And I think that's probably what the call was. So the ball was given to Ashland as a free hit at the 16-yard line. Ball goes out of bounds off Green and side in on the far side now. But the pass goes awry. It goes out of bounds without anybody touching it other than the person taking the free hit for the Clockers. And so the Hornets have the ball with their own free hit. Okay, there's a foul by North Reading. Free hit again for the Clockers. I'll give you names and numbers if I could see them over there. It looks like a 15 for the Clockers put down at Sidney Whitkins. Stop there by Lily Ishak. Foul again by the Clockers. Free hit, and there's a break. But again, that break was smothered by the Clocker defense. There is a shot on goal which goes wide. The Clocker defense is playing such a good game in the circle. They're smothering most attempts by the Hornets to get a shot on goal, and have eliminated most possibilities for corners as well. They have had 2 this quarter. And that's a free hit that goes untouched all the way upfield, and apparently is going to go out of bounds on the end line. So it will be a 16-yard hit. That was about a 75-yard free hit by Sidney Whitkins. It goes untouched, and it'll be a free hit for Green 16 yards out from where the ball went out of bounds. So it is near the sideline, and it's out of bounds. And it will be Clocker ball. Halleck taking the free hit, the side in. She dribbles to the center of the field, towards the center of the field. Is intercepted there by Green, but possession is maintained by the Clockers. That's Lily Ryan picks it up for an instant, but there is a foul, and free hit goes to Green. We're inside a minute now, 50 seconds to go in the second quarter, first half, with the Clockers maintaining a 2-0 lead. Dribble on the far side. Looked like a green foot in there, but no, I guess not. The ball was called. It was a green foot. So it's a free hit for the Clockers. 30 seconds to go. Again, the attempt at moving that ball down the sideline, which is an excellent idea, but there's a very small window of opportunity to get that ball to stay in bounds between the defense and the sideline. And it does go out of play, and it will be a side in for the Hornets with 10 seconds to go. Probably not enough time to maintain any kind of a play downfield. It is slowed down there by the Clockers, and that horn will go off. And that will end the first half here at Cunis Field. Some two good scoring opportunities by the Clockers put them up by 2 goals at halftime, 2-0, and some excellent defense in the circle area and at midfield to slow down any opportunities that the North Reading Hornets may have of getting anything going, and have prevented the Hornets from having any more than 2 penalty corners during the first half. So we have a 5-minute break. They put 5 minutes on the board. As I said, it's anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, and the teams must have agreed to a 5-minute halftime. The Hornets are assembling at their bench area, talking over their strategy for the second half. Head coach Andrea Slavin. So we'll see you in 5 minutes. Pick you up at the for the start of the second half. Welcome back to, again, still sun-drenched Cunis Field here at the Ashland Athletic Complex for the second half of today's preliminary round game, first round I should call it, field hockey, Division III field hockey game between the visiting North Reading Hornets and the Ashland Clockers. The Clockers scored 2 goals in that first half, one in the first period and one in the second, and have maintained a 2-0 lead here at halftime at the start of the second half. The Clockers will have the ball to start the second half. The whistle has blown, the play has started. The starters out there for the Clockers are Sophie Porter, Allie Haylock, Kate Campion, Melissa Leone, Lauren Burak, Chloe Roberts, Olivia Gleason, Sydney Whitkins, Danielle Moriarty, Jordan Sherman, and Kayla Masiello is in goal. Okay, we've switched sides. The Hornets are now shooting to our right. Clockers defending. That looked like an obstruction there against number 15 for the Clockers. That was Sydney Whitkins. You can't use your body to block off or keep a player from playing the ball without dribbling. As long as you maintain the dribble and are moving the ball back and forth, you can use your body to block the player off. But in that case, Whitkins did not do that. She wasn't moving the ball. The official picked that up right away, gave the Hornets the free hit. And the second free hit ensued. The ball is knocked out of bounds unintentionally outside the circle by the Clockers, so it'll be a free hit. Or there was a foul before it went out of bounds. Okay, so the free hit is inside the 5-yard line. Maintain, as you can see there, the North Reading player is maintaining possession. It's kicked out by White. And that's called a 25-yard or a long hit. Used to be a long hit taken on the sidelines, but the rule changed a few years back to where the offense puts it in play at the 25. Again, there was a kick, and it will be a free hit on the spot by the Hornets. Number 19 taking the ball for North Reading. That's Carly Budney. Free hit goes to the center field area, and an attempt at a shot was mishit and went way over to the far side, but it is picked up again by North Reading. There's a deflection in the circle, and the official ruled that a corner because I guess she felt it was dangerous. If it wasn't dangerous, it's let go, but it was in the circle. So I think this is penalty corner number 3 that the Hornets have earned. The ball is in play. It leaves the circle. It's blocked. The shot is blocked. Excellent defensive play by Olivia Gleason. Never made its way to the goalie. And we almost had a breakaway there. Chloe Roberts was trying to pick up her teammate at center field, but it was intercepted by the one green player back. That would have been a one on the goalie. 1-on-1 play for the Clockers if that could have made its way through, and it was close too. It was an excellent play by Roberts to try to set up her teammate. They didn't catch the number of that player who was the target of the pass. It's another interception by, nice pass to the sideline, and Roberts again sends her teammate in. That's time, and we've got a number on that. That's number 16. A pass in front to Leone. Goes awry, but Leone maintains possession. She keeps it inside the circle. There's a miss hit there for a shot on goal by Burak. Moriarty was the one that sent it over to Leone. But the foul was committed in the circle, and the Hornets have a free hit at the 16. Okay, the call goes against the Clockers on that play. I saw it go up in the air, but I don't know why. It must have been considered dangerous by the official. So it's a free hit for the Clockers just outside the circle. Again, that has to move 5 yards before it goes in. I think she accomplished that, got it into the circle, and it was a foul by North Reading, so we have a corner. First of the second half for the Clockers. The Clockers have out-cornered the Hornets, I think, by about 4 or 5 to 3. I think this may be their 5th corner. 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes to go in the third quarter here. Leone was going to inject the ball on the right side of the net, but the play was sent in from the bench, and she wants it, Coach Foley wants it on the left side. We're looking at it from the right, but it's left side of the net. The ball is injected, is outside the circle, is back in. Shot is taken right on goal. The save is made. Kicked back out by the goalie. Is maintained possession by White. Another attempt at a shot. Wild stick by by Halleck on that, and that is considered a dangerous stick, and it's called right away by the goaltender, by the official. So it'll be a free hit at the 16 for Green. Pass it intercepted by Halleck, and she maintains the ball again. She dribbles in. She's inside the 30, almost inside the 20. She lets it go over to the sideline to Burak. Burak loses possession. There's an attempt to send the ball out. There's obstruction right there, but I guess she maintained possession, so the call wasn't made by Burak. Okay, Roberts went down, but the ball was called a free hit for the Clockers. There's a collision on the side there. No call was made on the collision itself. Both girls were going for the ball, I guess. Again, there's a foot there by Burak, and Hornets have a free hit on the sideline. But again, it keeps getting stopped, and there's no flow to the offensive progress of North Reading down the field. The Clockers are just doing an excellent job of bottling up the Hornet offense, so they really can't get much going. That's Leone with the ball on the near side. Takes a couple dribbles, tries to get it past the North Reading defender, is unable, it's intercepted. Midfield, Halleck sends the ball over to the far side. Arjona picks it up over there. Arjona, I should say. Free hit is sent into inside the 25-yard line, but it was picked up by Clockers briefly, and foul was committed, so they will have a free hit just outside the 20-yard line, but it's intercepted on the far side, again by the Clocker defense. It may have been a midfielder, but it was still a good defensive play. Clockers send it down. There's an obstruction there called against Ashland. Free hit for North Reading. And there's a foot, Ashland foot called against. Free hit by North Reading at about the 40. Intercepted on the near side by Whitkins. Whitkins sends it up, and it's just out of play. Almost nice try to save that ball by Ishak. So it'll be a side in for North Reading. And two passes, gets that ball inside the 30 and down to the 20, to the 10. But there's three defenders back there for the Clockers. I would have let that ball go out of bounds and take the free hit at the 16. In any case, it was touched, but the foul was committed. That was an excellent example of how well the defense has worked for the Clockers today. The ball went down inside, untouched inside the 20-yard line, and there were no green shirts in sight. It was all white. Free hit by Campion at about the 42-yard line. There was a foot. Signal is for the free hit to be taken by Ashland. It's intercepted. Free hit is intercepted by Green. It goes to the far side. And it looks like number 4 down there, Natalia Arjona, takes it way down inside the 10. She tries to pass it to the center of the field. It's slowed down by Green, but again, it's picked up by the Clockers, but there's a foul committed. North Reading takes the free hit. Again, the center defensive player, which is Joey Roberts in this case. No, that's number 13. That's Olivia Gleason. 12 and 13 looked similar. Gleason's doing a fine job from that center defense position, breaking up any attempts by the North Reading Hornets to get any kind of consistent play going in the Ashland defensive end. Okay, it's dribbled down by number 26, Elise Muty for the Hornets, and it makes its way finally inside the 30-yard line, but there's again a foul called against North Reading. Free hits taken by the Clockers. Jordan Sherman makes it inside the 40. Passed out to the far side. It looked like an Ashland foot there, which will be called. Natalia Arjona on that. Unfortunate. Ball was sent right into her foot. She was unable to move it out of the way and get her stick on it. So again, North Reading dribbles the ball inside the 20, but she uses her body without dribble to keep the Ashland defender off the ball. So again, the Clockers have the free hit. And that is Gleason taking the free hit. She's taking her time, which is fine. When you have a 2-goal lead, you don't have to rush it. Make sure you have somebody to pass it to. Again, the ball makes its way to the near side. Elise Reap, first time I've mentioned her name today, picks up the ball, sends it to center area of the field, attempting to pass it to Sophie Porter. Foul committed by the Clockers. Free hit North Reading in center field area at about the 31-yard line. Okay, there's another new number out there, Ella Turco. Dribbles the ball to the far sideline. Foul is committed by North Reading. Side in for the Clockers. Another foul by North Reading. It'll be a free hit taken, I think, by Sherman at about the 30. No, she throws it over to Campion. Campion's taking a side. Yep, a side in. Okay. Elise Reap had the ball briefly, tried to send it into the circle. The ball was smothered. Okay, again, the ball comes back inside the defensive zone, inside the 30, inside the 25. North Reading maintains possession. It's taken away. And some hard work going on by that player for the Clockers. That's Sophie Porter trying to maintain possession of that ball, making it difficult for any kind of. And there's a pass in front of the net, a centering pass. There's no shot on goal. It's broken up by the North Reading defense. But there was a nice pass and an attempt at a deflected shot on goal. The goalie didn't have to make the save. Foul on the far side against the Clockers. Free hit North Reading out to the 40. Stopped there. Intercepted by North Reading. A nice dribbling to get the ball over the 50-yard line inside the 40, but there's a pass there that's going to go out of bounds on the near side at about the 45-yard line, so it will be a side in for Green. That's out of bounds off Reap. That should be a free hit on the field rather than a side in, but we'll see. Yep, it's on the field. Makes it a little easier when it's on the field rather than a side in. You have more room to operate. Nice pass. Upfield from Whitkins, and it's picked up there by Ishak. And she gets it into the circle. It is taken away by Green. But Ishak gets the ball again and again sends it into the circle. It's kicked out again. I mean by a stick, not by a foot, which would be illegal. And there was a kick there by White. Free hit Green. Coming out. Intercepted by Reap. Gets it over to Ishak. It looked like a Green leg in there. Yep, there was a Green deflection. Green advancing. Free hit Ashland. Official wants it over to where the foul occurred. We're inside 20 seconds here in the third quarter. That was the first quarter, a very fast quarter. A lot of action back and forth, no scoring. Clockers are trying to work it into they have it inside the circle. There's a shot taken, it goes in. That's a goal. With 6 seconds to go here in the third quarter, the Ashland Clockers have made it 3-0 against the North Reading Hornets. I think there was a shot, but I don't know if it was deflected. But the goal appears to be put in by Cameron Geary. We're going to give Geary credit for that at this point. And that's the horn to end the third quarter here at Cunis Field, with the sun beginning to set here on the first day of Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have an early sunset of 4:30 today. So the sun is beginning to set to our left over the scoreboard end. The Clockers have a commanding 3-0 lead in this game. And without a total reversal of what's happened in the first three quarters, I think the Coach Molly Foley and the Clockers can start thinking about who their next opponent might be, but that's why we play the whole game. We have 15 more minutes left to go, and the Clockers have to play the way they've been the first three quarters and walk out of here with a win over the visiting North Reading Hornets. If any of you, I'm sure you're listening, are familiar with field hockey, but during the regular season there is no overtime. If a game is tied at the end of regulation, it goes down as a tie. But during the tournament, of course, there are provisions for overtime. If we were to have that, there are the look changes. Instead of having 10 field players and a goalie, teams will have 6 field players and a goalie. So it'll be a 7-on-7 affair for 10 minutes. Sudden victory, of course. If it's tied after one 10-minute overtime, a second 10-minute overtime is played, and again it's 7-on-7 with 6 field players and a goaltender. And if it's tied after that, then they go to a one-on-one. It's not a shootout, it's a one-on-one, where each team alternates giving the ball to a player from the 25-yard line, and she would have 10 seconds to score a goal or be stopped. The goalie could make a save, and the play would continue until the 10 seconds is up. And each team would have 4 or 5 actually players do that. If it's still tied after 5, then they go to a 1-1-1 and 1 until somebody scores a goal and the game ends. But at this point, that's a distant thought for the Clockers. They're trying to maintain this 3-0 lead rather, and walk out of here with the win. So again, the Clockers will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Same 10 starters for the Clockers. Pass comes back. It's brought up field by Arjona, and Arjona is involved in the maintaining of the play. Jaden O'Brien is in there. She passed the ball to the far side. Looked like Leone picked it up there. Again, the Clockers are maintaining possession inside that 25-yard line area and had it into the circle briefly, of course. And if you have the ball inside your offensive end, inside your offensive 25 or 16-yard circle, the other team's not going to score a goal, that's for sure. In any case, the North Reading now has a breakaway, but again, it's just been fantastic the way the Clocker defense has been there to cover every play that the North Reading team has been able to maintain into the offensive end. There's always somebody there, or more than one person there, to break up a play and take the ball away from the North Reading offense. Free hit on the near side. That was taken by Whitkins. Whitkins passes it up. It's slowed down briefly by Green, but Roberts takes it. And there's a foul there by Green. Aerial. There's a nice aerial by Arjona. There was nobody in white there, so at that point Green was allowed to control the ball and dribble it. Side in on the far side for the Clockers. Roberts puts it in. Ball goes to Halleck. Halleck has a free hit in the center of the center field area. There's a foul there on the Clockers. Green has the free hit around the 50. There's a pass attempt, which, oh, no, there was a foul against Ashland, but it's going to be taken way over on the other side, yeah. The official decides it's far enough over, she'll allow them to take the free hit. Again, the ball is almost inside. It's inside the 20, but not inside the circle. There's a foul by Green. Again, the Clockers take a self-start. They don't take the free hit. They just take the ball up, keep Green on the heels. Maintain possessions, maintain inbound. There was a nice save there by Arjona. The ball goes midfield. It's deflected by Bishop. Bishop sends it into the circle. That was Sienna Bishop. But it comes back out. Again, Green is dribbling the ball, but there are 3 Ashland defenders back. Oh, the whistle blew, but the North Reading player apparently didn't hear it. Anyhow, it slowed down and stopped. That was Keely Hannon for North Reading. If the Clockers have a free hit at the 25-yard line coming out. That's Lily Ryan over there taking the self-start. Ball comes in a little bit to Arjona again. And that trip is called. Wasn't intentional. But it is called against Green. It'll be a free hit for the Clockers. It's outside the 25, so it's at the 30. She can drive that right into the circle if she likes, and she does. The ball is in the circle. There's a shot. Oh, there was a shot on goal. Looked like there was a save by the goalie, and it's dribbled out of bounds by White, and it'll be a 16-yard hit for Green coming out. We're down to 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game here with the Clockers maintaining a 3-0 lead and carrying play, which is key. Free hit comes out. It's intercepted by Halleck. Halleck dribbles in almost to the circle. It's taken away there. Green picks it up, but as I look upfield, I see 3 defensive players for the Clockers in position, not allowing, and 1 midfielder, not allowing Green to bring that ball much over the 50 before it's slowed down and stopped. A foul is committed. There's another free hit for Green. Again, if you look up, I see 4 or 5 white jerseys there for Ashland on defense. The ball does get into the circle this time, but it's sticked out by the Clockers. And near side, an attempt to get that ball by Roberts, but it hits her foot. Green played it, but White took it away. And again, we have a pass downfield by Natalie Arjona. Ball goes out of bounds. What's the call? Yeah, it's White. Okay, it'll be a... And Natalia Arjona takes the side in. She dribbles in. And there's a foul called. Green. Nope. Green took it, but I thought the official was pointing to the sideline. Oh, she wants it further over. I see. It is Green ball, but she wants that free hit to be taken much more closer to the sideline than where Green was taking it. It's a side in. She called it a side in. Okay, White attempt to intercept by Leone. This time it is maintained at midfield area by Moriarty. It's in the circle. There's a shot by Leone. I didn't see a save. It comes out. It's close to the circle line again. It's back into the circle. It's sticked out by North Reading. Tipped. The play is slowed down by Whitkins, which has been a constant this entire game. And I'd say that's off of Green. No, the official ruled it off White. I thought there was an attempt by Green to pass it upfield that went awry. In any case, it's a side in by North Reading. Lily McInerney, Charlotte McLaughlin, I'm sorry. She tries a self-start, goes straight into the Ashland defense. The defense deflects it. That's Sienna Bishop. It goes to a Green player into the circle, but again it's taken away. Sent out of bounds by Sydney Watkins, so it'll be a side in for Green. Self-start, and it is going to be a side in again. The play was slowed down by Natalia Ahona. Again, Ahona playing good defense, and she takes it away. She dribbles upfield. She sends a lead pass. Oh, the whistle blew. I thought we had an almost breakaway there by Chloe Roberts. In any case, it'll be a free hit for Green coming in at about the 30-yard line. It must have hit her foot. Nice dodge by Ahona. Ahona's playing an excellent game right now. She tries to catch Roberts on the fly on the near side. Unable to control it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a side in for North Reading at about the 30 or 35-yard line. 7 minutes to go here. 3-0 Clockers. The official wants it stopped on the green line, on the blue line. There you go. The nice play by Halleck to get the ball over to the other side of the field. Again, the Ashland defense picks it up. Masiello would love to kick that ball, but she kicked it right into a North Reading defender, North Reading forward who nearly got a shot off. Anyhow, there was a foul committed in the circle on the offense, so the Clockers will have the ball at the 16. That's Gleason taking the free hit or self-start. She sends a free hit, which is deflected by Green, doesn't make its way. And there's a race for the ball. Halleck wins the race. It looked like a foot there. Official missed that. Oh, I guess she did catch it. Good. Arjona, the self-start. Green foot. Arjona maintains. He uses a nice stick edge pass, and that dribbles off of Green, so it'll be a free hit at about the 35-yard line now for the Clockers. That's Halleck taking the free hit. And she tries an aerial, which is a bit dangerous. Yeah, I would have called that myself. And the free hit is taken where the danger started. Green foot. White maintains possession. As long as, if there's a foul committed, and as long as the team who should have gotten the ball gets the ball, the whistle is to be held. In any case, all this back and forth and all this breaking up of plays by the Ashland midfielders and the defense is just serving to make that clock run down further and further to 0. And with a 3-0 lead and constantly not being able to get a play going or a corner play going, the Hornets are finding it very difficult to put the ball in the net. We're down to 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter and the game. A free hit and a deflection off a white stick, and it was apparently called as dangerous. So the free hit goes inside the 20-yard line to North Reading, and she takes it in. She's in the circle. She's close for a shot, but no shot is taken. The ball is sent over the far sideline by... Oh, a corner is called. I don't know why the corner was called, but Halleck sent the ball over to the far sideline. I thought that was a good play. In any case, a corner's called. I think this is the third one. First one this quarter for North Reading. Injector is putting the ball in play on the left side of the goal, our right, as we look at it. Ball comes out. It's outside the circle. It's back in. The shot is deflected off a white stick high in the air. No call correctly. Green gets the ball, tries to dribble in, but again is slowed down by Ishak over there on the far side. foul call is made against Ishak, and free hit is taken at inside the 10-yard line. 5-yard dribble is made. Ball doesn't make it into the circle, but it does make it into the circle. Just inside the circle, hit a white foot, and the corner is called. So this is the second one for North Reading in this quarter. Clock is ticking down. It's down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. In the defensive net with Masiello are Gleason. Ball comes out, back inside. Pass is taken. Shot is missed. And it's knocked out of bounds. I can't tell who it was. I think it's a 25. Yeah, it is a 25. Ball was out of bounds off of White, unintentional. If it is intentional, the official has the option of calling a corner, but it was obviously unintentional, so it'll be a 25-yard or a long hit for Green. Directly, she's going too far. The official will pull her in. Oh, no, that is a 25. I'm sorry. Obstruction by Ashland. This time the free hit is taken from the 20. She goes to the side, dribbles it in. It's in the circle, and we have a corner call again. Must have hit a foot. We've got Halleck, Whitkins, along with Masiello. I can't see the other two numbers in there on defense for the Clockers of this. We're almost down to a minute to go, though. Shot is taken by North Reading. It's bounced around inside the circle again. Again, there's a foul on Ashland, but the official's ruling that it occurred outside the circle, so it was no corner. It's just a free hit. 5-yard is made. It's in the circle. There's an attempt at a shot. Again, it's smothered by the Clockers. Nice defense by Halleck over there, marking that player with the ball. Forced out of bounds off of Halleck's stick, so it'll be again another 25-yard hit for North Reading. Everything is being smothered by this Clocker defense. And there you go. Now we've got a send downfield by Roberts. It is picked up as there are so many white players down on the defensive end, as they should be. The body on the ball carrier, Whitkins. There was a little collision there. Might have called that on the field. Anyhow, it was called out of bounds. Yep, she's calling it a 25-yard hit. Would have been better if she'd called a foul against Whitkins, but in any case, that's it. That's the horn. And the Clockers have won their first round game against North Reading here at Cunis Field. Final score, Clockers 3, Ashland nothing. The Clockers 3, Hornets nothing, and the Clockers move on to the next round of the Division III MIAA Field Hockey Tournament. And whenever that game is decided upon, we'll be covering the game here on WACA. So we look forward to seeing you again for the second round game by the Clockers.